Hello, podcast friends. We are the Riot, and we will be, over the course of the next hour or so, sharing with you a variety of topics that we hope will both enlighten and
move you, inspire.
Entertain.
Inspire's a good one.
Yeah, it's
probably the opposite of inspire.
I mean, it's something.
It'll do something. We can guarantee that. Whether it's good or bad, that's up to you and your current level.
It is content that does conform to the MP3 standard.
It does.
So I hope you enjoy. Today in the podcast, we get spoons.
We do. Oh, it's so sweet. Stephanie, I didn't catch if you were a podcast listener or just a Riot listener during on RadioU, but that was so sweet of you to send.
I don't know, but we got some. Let's see. There's that. We talk Taco Bell's chicken fingers, Build-A-Bear dates. Somebody has avocado toast for the first time.
Ooh.
Can you believe that Nikki has never had avocado toast?
It's not me out of the two of us. What I want to do now is bring in, at Costco, you can buy a big, giant garlic salt thing, and we'll just leave it in there.
That's
so that way, in case
idea.
you have, avocado toast again. Oh, wait, I've spoiled it. I've said it's you. You can have it.
Other things, we talk about a Christmas Carol movie trailer that we saw. Suspended animation, bears in the car. The suspended animation thing.
That's way more interesting than I thought it would be.
We didn't even get into the details of how they're doing it. It's wild, the stuff that they're trying.
Maybe we should talk again about it tomorrow, about the details.
Yeah, it's interesting stuff. Christmas Channel talk, Apple repairs, and how they lie to you. So, and actually my favorite part of the whole morning. Do you guys have a date yet for the Possum Drop?
You don't? Well, now we've got the details of what you need to get a date for.
You better get ready. Because remember, if you don't ask, everybody's going to get asked. And you're going to be left all by yourself.
Enjoy the podcast today. Don't forget, you can always say hello. You can text us, 877-RadioU. We might not be in the studio when you text us, but we'll get back to you depending on your time zone. And we'd love to have a chance to hear from you. And thank you for listening.
Sounds good to me.
Enjoy the day.
It's the Riot.
The definition of insanity is putting the riot on again and again and expecting a better result. It's the worst of the riot on RadioU.
Nikki, what's in the box? We don't have anything ready, but we will.
Until we officially have like a little liner ditty sort of thing, we'll have to make do ourselves.
We will.
You needed to say it with more passion, like the...
What's in the box?
That's perfect.
Yeah, there has to be a whine.
Yeah, like, just
He's
what's
very
going
sad.
on?
Yeah.
But you know what's in the box. But in our case, we didn't know what's in the box.
So, okay. Well, here's what I got for you. Stephanie sent us a box.
Yeah.
And this box, there's something both wonderful and sad about it. It's a box of 400 spoons.
Yay! Woo!
Because if you did not watch our earlier food fight from Monday, Nikki and I were taste testing
the Fruit Loops birthday cake cereal, which is a limited edition flavor. But while we did it, we realized we've been out of spoons here at RadioU forever.
Yeah. Well, not anymore. Now we have 400 spoons.
That was so sweet of her. What a practical and a wonderful box that she sent.
Here's what's hilarious to me. Hudson was here yesterday when the box got here. We opened it up. He was like, yeah, spoons. He's like, did you go on the air and say something about knives? We don't have any knives.
Who needs the knives, though? I didn't realize he needs those.
When he said that,
he has his own shift, all right? He could just be asking.
Man, I think we're going to have to draw some lines. I think we're going to have to.
We need a medium to dark roast, whole bean coffee. Thank you.
Preferably like Highland Grog is
Something
a personal
like that.
favorite.
Yeah,
maybe a Christmas blend.
Oh, that'd be nice and festive, wouldn't it?
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh.
No, I think the spoons were the ones that we really needed the most, and we've been out for a while, and I don't know why we just couldn't get spoons. People kept putting more forks in.
That.
Like every time the spoon things would be empty, it would just get filled with forks.
It's like we were in denial.
And so you would be...
We don't need spoons.
Yeah.
We have so many forks.
You'd be so excited because you'd slowly open the drawer and you'd see like, oh my gosh, it's been filled. And then you'd see the top of it and you're like, oh, it's forks. So that was so sweet of her to send those.
Now we have spoons.
Just no knives. So Hudson has pointed that out. We still need knives.
So she says, spoons, no more cereal food fights with forks. Keep up the great work.
Aw, Stephanie.
And then she also sent us a box of Oreos.
Like a little a sampler mix of cookies.
Yeah, it says Oreos, because why not?
I appreciate she filled the whole box up.
Yeah. Oh, I do too. Wheat, milk, soy. Okay. Oreos do not contain any.
They have no dairy. You didn't know that? Oh, yeah.
No.
Remember when I was a vegan? You're like, what can I eat today? I'll have some Oreos.
Well, I'll tell you who's having an Oreo.
You're having an Oreo right now? Eat it with a spoon.
I think I will.
Yes, we can.
I ate Oreos with spoons today, not because I wanted to, but because I could.
It's a statement, and you need to make that statement.
No, if I eat those Oreos, I'll be asleep in 10 minutes.
Uncomfortable silences during that morning carpool? Not a problem. These two never shut up. It's The Riot on Radio U.
Well, you knew it had to happen. You knew that people would see, like, man, this newfangled chicken is getting exciting, right? They selling chicken everywhere.
We should too. So they're trying to recreate the Popeye success for the chicken sandwich?
I mean, I can't guarantee that that's true, but I can tell you this. The people at Taco Bell, who are trying to kill all of us, have
That is not official. Stop saying that every time.
I feel comfortable making that statement.
But it's not.
I feel comfortable with it.
Are they going to make a chicken sandwich?
No, but they're doing chicken fingers.
Hey, how do we think that's going to be?
I don't know, but if we want to go to Dayton, Ohio.
Is that where they're going to be testing it?
They're testing them in Dayton, Ohio, and Houston, Texas. They'll roll out nationwide in 2020. It's a jalapeno buttermilk marinade and breaded with tortilla chips.
All right. Didn't they used to do, what was the one thing? Is it the chalupa or the whatever? And then they use the chicken, the naked one.
Chicken taco?
Yeah,
naked chicken
that?
taco? Yeah.
So, I mean, they've done chicken before.
No, was it a naked chalupa?
Something
it was a naked
where
chalupa where they pounded out the chicken and then they wrapped it around. Yeah,
exactly. So, I mean,
right.
chicken, it's not like it's their first time with it. They just don't always do that.
You're right. It is not their first time.
So what's your thoughts? Because you love chicken fingers.
Well, that's what I'm torn on this.
Do you like a jalapeno buttermilk? Does that sound like something you might like?
You know what? Like on the surface, no, but I'll bet it's actually pretty good. Like I'm not somebody that goes in for jalapeno flavored stuff very often.
But you know it must be light enough.
But yeah, exactly. Most of the time, somebody's mainstream is Taco Bell. You're going to be...
It's not going to be too spicy.
You're going to be okay. You'll get probably like a mild, kind of flavor to it. But... This is the part that bothers me is that I think it sounds really good.
What else are they gonna put with it? They're gonna bring are the fries always back, or is that just random?
Oh, I think they have the fries all the time. Yeah,
you can do little fries and chicken fingers.
Yeah. What I need them to do is come out and tell me that I have had their nacho fries, and it comes with a nacho cheese dipping sauce. With my new dairy-free lifestyle, I can't indulge in that.
How do you know there's cheese in that?
That's actually what I want to know. I'm like, guys, listen, just between you and me, I won't tell anybody. There's no cheese in that, is there? Just come clean.
Well,
tell me the truth.
Is there dairy like in Velveeta or the block of cheese things where it's like like a syrup or something?
Good Lord.
I mean, I don't know what it actually is. You might look. You might get away with it.
That could be the cheese alternative I've been looking for.
Like I always thought it had. Nope, maybe not.
You know what? Like when you have to give up cheese, like the first couple weeks are like no big deal.
Well, you couldn't even have the buttermilk though, right?
I don't know, whatever. This is one of those things where like, hey, you want to roll the dice on this? Do you?
Let's see how much is in there.
That's it. Like,
all right,
what do you think?
So if you want to taste test it in Dayton, Ohio and Houston, Texas, that's where they're going to be testing the jalapeno buttermilk chicken fingers from Taco Bell.
Yeah, Taco Bell. Come on.
That's all you can say is, yeah, Taco Bell.
Yeah, because I'm scared of them.
Obadiah and Nikki tried their hardest, and that's what really matters. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
Full on pretentious, baby. I got my avocado toast right here.
I am shocked you've never had avocado toast before.
No, because of what I just said. It sounds so pretentious. I'm like, just keep your freaking toast.
No, it's not pretentious, but it is delicious.
Yeah. So
I mean, you can go all out with it. You can do a lot.
Okay, here's what I love. That's the way Erin felt. Erin texted in. She's like, if you want to elevate it with some protein, add a fried egg.
Yeah, and sriracha.
I don't think you are getting a hold of like what's going on here. I was just going to put almond butter on it, but I'm out.
That's your normal thing.
Then I was just going to put butter on it.
We're out of butter.
Then I realized, I have the half an avocado left. I'll mash it up and put it on there.
So he's only doing this because of 2 other opportunities that are not working.
Right. So, I mean, what I'm saying is that any image that you have of us having planned ahead to make sure that we are ready for this.
We don't have eggs.
Yeah.
Oh, I have some eggs. You could put them on top.
Probably hard-boiled, right?
No, they're like a little, an egg muffin.
Okay, Manny says put garlic, mayo, avocado, and dill.
Ooh.
That sound good?
We still want to be supportive, but I don't know about the dill part.
Yeah, no to dill.
Okay, we'll have a bite.
Oh, you want me to really?
Well, I mean, it's just toast and avocado, so
I mean, I feel like I have a pretty good idea of what I'm in for.
Yeah, did you add any? Well, we don't have garlic salt either. I think that really elevates it.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's good.
Like, yeah, it's fine.
Just fine. We were hoping for a little more.
It's something mushy on my toast.
Okay, good. He's fine with that.
That's what the boy eats in the morning. The little boy puts mushy on the toast.
Toast, all right.
Mike says red pepper flakes and garlic powder, cilantro and lime.
A lot of stuff. You guys are adding a lot of stuff to it.
So what you're saying is like I have only begun to dip my toe into the pretentious waters.
That's the lowest it can be. The only way is up.
This is like I go into the vegan store and they hate me. And it's happened. I don't do anything, but they just know, like, look at this guy. He just mashes up avocado and puts it on a toast.
He doesn't even have garlic salt. What are we doing with this guy?
And it's real freaking bread. Who is this guy?
And he doesn't put an egg substitute on it? Because you can't put eggs.
Hannah says avocado toast, the star of Instagram.
Mm-hmm. You need a nice, crusty, like, sourdough bread, too.
Yeah, I'll put this on my Instagram. Be like, when I make avocado toast, it's sad.
It's actually unattractive. It's the opposite.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Well, proud of you, and way to have a great breakfast this morning.
Oh, Instagram. Here we go. Look at me.
You're really doing it.
I'm doing it, guys. It's happening.
And make it look nice.
Giving every novelty food the publicity it so blatantly desires. It's The Riot on Radio U.
Did you see what's coming to Build-A-Bear?
Build-A-Bear? I haven't been to Build-A-Bear in a while.
You're like, Build-A-Bear's dumb, dude.
No, it's not.
Build-A-Bear's a great date. I'll tell you right now, it's a very expensive date.
That's it. It's just so expensive. You can only go there so often.
But, I mean, if you're pretty sure you're going to get engaged, I think the way it goes is like first date, Build-A-Bear, engagement. Like, I think those are the...
You can only take the special someone to Build-A-Bear after they've met your family. You guys are like on track and everything. Otherwise, you don't want to spend that much money so early on.
No, dude, I'm telling you what, right now, you're just like, listen, I just wanted us to get something so we could remember our first Christmas together.
Oh, done.
Boom.
It's done. You're like, what do I get as a gift?
Are you writing this down? Are you putting it in your phone right now? Because I'm fixing everything for you. Okay? Here we go. Build-A-Bear has announced that they now have a Christmas vacation bear.
As in the Chevy Chase movie?
Yes.
That's
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation Bear.
It's an anniversary of sorts for it because I keep seeing how they're putting it in theaters.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Okay, then we've got A Christmas Story, like not an anniversary, but that's the one with the Red Ryder BB gun.
I dislike that movie so much.
I know you do, but you would be able to put your Build-A-Bear in the pink bunny pajamas from the end of the movie. Hey, there are people.
I'm sure who would love that, and it'll still be there because I'm not going to take that one.
Okay. You do it.
Is there any other ones?
There's also a Polar Express bear, which I don't know. Oh, okay. I've seen Polar Express. These are the jammies of the kid.
Oh,
like
in the movie?
Main kid. So like it's his robe and...
See, we've seen Polar Express. It's the one with the bell.
Yeah, and that's what he's holding a bell.
It gets better the more you see it, but when you haven't seen it in a while or it's your first time seeing it, it's kind of weird. Like the animation style of it.
Oh, no, it totally is.
It's very... I don't know, too real, but in a weird way.
They say it hits the uncanny valley.
It does, and so I just remember that one being very hard to watch.
Yeah, they also have bears from Frozen 2.
They do.
If you want to dress up a Frozen 2 bear.
I don't know here in that list if there's anything I would go in for. Again, you gotta save up for those.
Well, I would just say that you... I'm sure they'll have other options, some more generic Santa-like stuff. But I stand by the fact that one, you probably can't You probably can't afford it, but 2, it's a great date.
It is a good date.
It is.
There needs to be a section in the store where if you're going to be dating, that's just less expensive. They're not like name brands or like marketing ones.
Dating 1 month, 6 months.
So it's like, here's just Bear. It's like you can go in and just get Bear with shirt.
Yeah. I did that for my grandma one year for Christmas. I got her a Build-A-Bear and recorded an I love you in the thing so she could squeeze it.
Did she like it?
I think so.
You think so?
I mean, I don't know.
Or did she just get it and say she throw it in the corner?
She pretended she liked it. So that's...
She's like, what's this?
That's something, right?
I bet she liked it.
The worst podcast with the best listeners. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
If you've been thinking about Borderlands 3, and that's a video game, you're like, are we going somewhere?
Are we going to the border?
Yeah.
Where are we going?
Borderlands 3 is having a free play weekend.
But it's already been out.
Yeah, no,
it just tries to bring people who haven't bought it yet, or?
Exactly that. They're like, hey there, guy.
It's almost Thanksgiving.
What you doing?
You want to play this weekend, don't you? And then maybe they'll follow it up with a sale price for Black Friday and bring you in.
That's exactly right. A lot of times they will do that. But it's free play this weekend, Thursday through Sunday. And if you apply yourself, I'm sure you can play through the whole thing.
If you work hard.
If you apply yourself.
It being Thursday, you got to really plan tomorrow. Like, just put your head down today, get your stuff done.
Yep.
Get your stuff finished as early as possible tomorrow, and then the whole weekend's yours.
I have no idea how much time I spent playing it. A lot. I played a lot, but it is on the cheaps. Though, okay, they're getting ready to, oh man, I got it. What's the release date? They're going to do their first round of downloadable content so that you can play even more. And that comes out December 19th. And I'm interested because I've had so much fun. I was like, I think I would actually play more Borderlands 3 if it was put out there. And I went ahead and slid over to look at how much does the season pass cost?
Yeah.
Now just buy all the content up front. You always kind of get a discount on it, whatever.
So that way, like for a year, they just automatically send you the updates?
Every couple of months you'll get some new content, whatever. $50. $50
for 1 year?
Okay.
And will they always send you stuff?
Like they're going to do 4 pieces of DLC.
It's not the worst. It could have been worse.
No.
I thought you were going to say it was over 100.
I want to scream at Ubisoft because they're like 40 for a year. And I'm like, $40? That's a lot. Now we're at 50? What's next?
Stop saying things or they're going to raise it more.
Man, it's just too much. I can't.
You need to be grateful and be like, oh, thank you so much. It's only 50. And then what? They'll bring the price down.
Well, here's what I have started forcing myself to do. This is not a bad thing. I just wait.
Just don't buy it?
Well, here's what I want to know. Okay, for example, Google Stadia launched. People, reviews are bad. They're just bad. And I'm like, oh, I'm glad I didn't pre-order that. Yeah. Good job, me.
Good job.
I'll wait till they get it all put together. Plus, Ken has been emailing me. He's going to let me be his buddy still and try it out with a buddy code, so that's great. But before I invest in it, I'm going to give him a little more time. Great. Same thing here. I got Borderlands 3. I'll just wait on that. Plus, I got a bunch of Borderlands 2 DLC I never played. And
got stuff.
I just want to be clear that all of the DLC together in one pack cost me $5.
So you waited long enough.
Yes, I did.
But if you want to play Borderlands 3, that's free for this weekend.
On Xbox and PS4, I don't know about PC, but that starts today and it runs through, I believe, Sunday.
Ooh, a longer weekend then.
Well, you got to download it today to get ready for your Friday.
You're listening to The Riot. Let's all work together today to live life with the patience of a Nikki dealing with an Obadiah.
Gotta hang in there and get through it.
You're listening to The Riot.
So, Nikki, what's your Thanksgiving plans? You've got 1 week.
We do? Oh, yeah, because Thanksgiving's in a week.
It's a week from today.
Eric's mom and dad are doing Thanksgiving.
They're cooking and everything?
So I roll in with I'm making a salad, and that's it.
You don't really make a salad.
Well, I'm assembling a salad.
You just open a bunch of bags and...
Yeah, well, I thought I was going to look up on Pinterest, a better salad recipe.
Like ways to make your salad more pretentious.
Yeah,
interesting.
Something like that.
Interesting.
But really, there's a a small number of items, and you just usually put them on in there.
It's like, how do you arrange them? In a turkey fashion.
That's what I'm looking for, something new.
It's a little something to mix it up.
Yes.
Hey, I think that sounds great.
So that's the plan.
Yeah, I'm doing a destination Thanksgiving again, just going somewhere and eating.
Doesn't that make it so much easier?
Yeah, like there's an element of the big bummer is there's no leftovers.
Mm-hmm.
So like, on Black Friday when I should be eating leftovers, you're like, did we even have Thanksgiving? Was that real? Did I dream that last night?
Does the restaurant have like a buffet or?
Yes.
Oh, so you can't like take a box to go?
No, you can't take it to go.
Can you bring a bag?
You know what? I could. It's not that big of a deal. It's just that, like, Thanksgiving night, because it'll be like a Thanksgiving lunch. And at night, like on Thanksgiving, normally you're like, let's make a turkey sandwich, put a little mashed potatoes on it, whatever else will fit. We're just making a big,
you mush it all together,
big mushy thing, and you don't get to do that.
Sometimes that's better than the actual Thanksgiving meal the first time.
It's delicious.
Oh, you're right. You won't have any of that to go with.
Yeah, that's too. I mean, I'm gonna live.
Well, if you want some, I'll have salad. So I can bring you my leftover salad.
I'll be good.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
because I'm really going to put some cool things in it this time.
I really appreciate you carrying that much.
Okay, well, let me know.
The lack of leftovers, but you know what? It's fine.
But the trade-off is the fact that you don't have to do anything else. You can take that.
Yeah, you're right. I can take that.
If anybody else has any fun Thanksgiving plans next week,
you know where we are.
Or, because I won't be in next week, so you need to tell me now. Or if there's any fun salad ideas.
Yeah, I collect those.
No,
I've got a little folder I keep them in just in case.
Does anybody have any fun salad recipes or hacks or anything like that so I can bring something cool to Thanksgiving? That'd be good.
Well, if you're wanting to bring something cool, you're going to start with not bringing a salad.
That's what I've been assigned. I didn't ask for it. That's what we got.
You know why they assigned it to you?
Because we're the younger ones?
No, because they know it's you. They're like, yeah, she'll bring something green.
She'll take salad.
It's like if we tell her to make, something else, she'll put some weird twist on it. So we just give her the salad already. All right.
I gotta remember also. I thought I should bring salad.
You guys don't know this,
dressings.
but the mashed potatoes are actually entirely cauliflower.
I wanted to make a cauliflower casserole. Is what I wanted to do, and no one wants it.
And then Eric's mom, you hear him in the kitchen like, you eat some of Nikki's casserole. Now, she made that.
It tastes good.
You eat some of it.
Well, if anybody has, like I said, any ideas, then I can do that. You can text anytime you want to, 877-2-RADIO-U.
The Riot has now been downloaded. I hope you installed some antivirus. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
As you and I both know, one of Nikki's large pledges when it comes to her life is she wants to die on another planet or die in space.
I don't recall ever saying that.
She doesn't want to die on Earth. But
I want to be here.
Yes. So one of the things that we face as a species, as we are trying to cross the vast voids of space, is just how long it's going to take us to get there.
Yeah.
And so in every science fiction story pretty much ever, they always have suspended animation. It's where you go in the freeze tube.
You're sleepy time.
And you're asleep, but when you wake up, it's like you've been awake the whole time.
But something always goes bad during that time.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. There's an alien on board, and the bad news is there's an egg in your chest, and it's going to hatch, and you're going to die.
Gosh, you're like, I picked something up.
You're like, hey, I missed 30 Christmases. We got to get them in right now. All right, now you've been buying me stuff. You've been saving them up.
Do you want to age and be bored, or would you rather be in a suspended sleep?
I'd probably go for the suspended sleep.
Really?
Yeah. And they've been trying to figure it out, and here comes the joke. I told them they should see my dad on Thanksgiving after he eats all that turkey. Maybe we just feed the crew of the spaceship a bunch of turkey, a big Thanksgiving meal.
They'll fall asleep naturally.
Then you just put them down for a nap. The next thing you wake up, you're an Alpha Centauri.
Oh, boy. That's a good one.
Well, check this out. There are a group of peeps that are working at the University of Maryland Medical Center to make suspended animation a reality. Now, here's the idea, though. They say at tops, they think they can make it happen for 2 hours. Not 2 years, 2 hours. But no.
Gotta start somewhere.
Wait, this is fascinating. Do you know why they want to do it? It's for trauma victims. So you would come in with a gunshot wound or a knife wound, and typically, let's be clear, these are certain kinds of wounds, but they say the kind of wounds that they're looking at, they have minutes to save their life. But with these suspended animation things they're working on, they're saying that it could give them up to 2 hours
of time to be able to do something.
Repair the wound so that they don't bleed out or like whatever it is.
That's way better than the whole I need space travel. Like it makes more sense with how you're describing it.
But Nikki, look,
it leads towards that.
You got to have vision. All right, this is step one in you dying in space.
I don't want to die. That's why they're supposed to suspend me.
You're going to die, but this is going to help you die on another world, just like you always wanted.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Just like she always wanted.
That's it. You're not hearing me then? You're not putting your listening ears on? I don't want to go to space. I don't want to have anything.
This is just what she says for the show.
Right.
What she means something else, but she says this for the show.
I hate even just plane rides, let alone going to space.
What you don't know is that Nikki actually is a leading cauliflower scientist. And so she's able to take any food and make it taste like any food. And we'll need her in this brave new world.
Me and my cauliflower tater tots go up to space.
Everybody on Earth made fun of them, but you guys are glad to have them, aren't you?
I bring my air fryer, and they're like, it really does taste like normal tater tots.
It's weird. In space, no one can hear you scream, and nothing tastes like tater tots, so this is fine.
As far as the medical side is, that's fascinating, because that really could save your life if it just gave them a little bit more time in the beginning.
It is fascinating, and so they have, they've done a couple of different things. They're basically in there's a trial going on right now with it, but they've gotten the approval, as I understand it, to move forward, and that's going to start happening, let's see, sometime next year.
Well, if anything medical, just don't tell me. So just don't tell me what you're doing. Don't tell me you're ready to, here, we're going to suspend you. Hang on.
Nikki.
Don't tell me, just do it.
You just take a nap. We'll be right back.
I'm the worst when I know something's coming. I will just get so nervous. Even if I've been shot and I'm laying there going, please, I just don't want to be told. I don't want to know. Okay, and I don't want to go to space. There you go. There's the two things.
Those are the things that she says for the show. We all know the truth. And
Tell me as early as possible.
Elon Musk is going to be on the show next week. He's got a big surprise for Nikki.
The whining, the loathing, the insightful commentary on postmodern historical doctrine. Okay, maybe not the last one. You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
I don't know what it is exactly with our culture, but I feel like we're not very good at being sad. And you're like, well, it's not a competition. Whatever.
At least that part should not be.
Well, I guess maybe I should put it this way. We're not very good at letting people be sad.
Everybody tries to fix it then?
Yeah, it's like we're going to fix it. We're going to this. We're going to stay positive. All right? Positive. We're going to be positive. We're going to be positive. Can we find the positive in this? You're like, no, there's actually not really anything positive in this. Yes, there's, some things are okay, I guess, whatever. But you know what? Sometimes things happen that just suck, and we don't let people be sad. We're like, you got to buck up. You got to do whatever. This is the thing that I love about God. God will let you be sad. You can be sad. You know what? You got something going on. You're sad about it. You're upset. It's all right. It's fine. You can sit with God and be sad, and you can be like, God, this sucks. I'm sad. And you know what? He'll just sit with you. That's what I feel like we don't really do for people very often. For us, we're like, all right, you can have a funeral, but it's been 2 days. Come on. Let's find somebody else or whatever. It's all kind of awful, right? We got to allow people a little bit. And I say this because I was just online this morning, and I feel like my feed is just full of people that are talking about some terrible things that have happened to them, anniversaries of people that have died or, different things like that. And I just want you to know that I don't think God wants us sad all the time. I do think there is a time and a place for healing and moving on. But I also want you to know that God is not going to be leaning into you going, hey, it's been a day. How come what are you crying for? Come on. He's not like that. You might have people in your life that are, or they just don't understand. That's tough too. It's not that people are trying to be ridiculous. It's just sometimes people don't understand. Well, you know what? God understands, and he loves you. And if you feel like you can't find anybody that understands today, take some time and talk to Jesus about it. Say, Jesus, I need you in my life. I want you to heal me. I want you to help me. I'm just sad. I have these things going on, and this really sucks. And you know what? You can be so honest with God that it will blow your mind. You don't have to pretend. You don't have to act like it's okay. You can just be who you are with God where you are. And that also includes being happy, by the way. Not just sad, but whatever it is, wherever you find yourself today, you can take that to God and talk about it.
Everything you love about the Riot, plus a handy-dandy fast-forward option. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Oh, you know what? Remember that time we went downstairs and there was a bear in your car?
Oh, that was the best day ever. Some of these people post these videos like they're mad about it. I think that'd be awesome.
There's a guy in British Columbia who, he went downstairs and found a bear in his mom's car. He is so relaxed about it.
Well, first, it's not his car.
Okay.
So he doesn't have to deal with that. Even though with it being his mom, maybe he's going to help.
He just opens the door. He's like, hey, what are you doing in there?
I think he'd opened it already. So that was probably the second time in. But his mom, you hear her in the background of the end. She's like, how'd he get in there? It's like, well, bears can open doors. They're very good at that. Mm-hmm. And you're supposed to lock your doors. And even then, they'll still sometimes smash it and get in.
Well, this bear's in the car and he's eating the seat. You love it, don't you?
I do. I do. I don't know why I love bears so much, man. That would be the best day ever. Like, here, keep eating. I'd keep them in the car forever.
You're like, what you don't know, bear, is that now
you'll
mine. Always be in there.
Now I own a bear.
This is my den, and I'm your mama bear.
They'd be like, never go to that house. Don't ever get into her car.
I heard. Did you hear what happened to Bob? Yeah. He ended up in the sugar bear trap. Yeah.
No, I would let the bear out eventually.
Tell all your little cubs about it so they don't go into strange cars.
Let's just say we would have amazing sort of Insta story or a live event. And then once I was done with all the social media that I needed for the bear, I would send him on his way.
It puts the honey in its mouth or it gets the hose again.
Is that it?
Come on, bear.
So, yeah, if you're especially in an area, which I'm not, where there's bears, they get into cars.
They do. So, well, congrats to this guy for not freaking out. I would have just been like, I would have just closed it, called the police.
I think that's what he did at first. And
sure.
Who goes to their car with their phone recording? So
I do that every morning.
No, just in case
you
there's
never know what's going to be in there.
No, and I bet you they open the car and suddenly they're like, Ma, there's a bear in the car, and
we'll film it. We'll put it on the Instagram.
Okay, shut the door. Let's act like we didn't know he was in there.
Good times.
And the bear's like, it's you guys again?
Like, hey, I like to eat chairs without people watching. Now I feel a little.
Oh, now I'm ashamed. Are you shaming me?
Are you shaming me for eating your car seat?
Well, I'm going to watch the video a few more times. And then it's going to send me to other bear and car videos, and I'm going to watch those too.
Well, your morning just got booked.
Yes, it did.
Where do you go when you need someone to listen to your problems and give you a big hug? Not here. Obviously, this is The Riot on RadioU.
So, Jerome just sent me something that I'm just really chewing on.
What is it?
Well, you guys may not know this about me, but I'm a huge fan of A Christmas Carol, the book. And I will watch potentially a couple different versions of it.
What's the one? Is it the Donald Duck one or like?
Hey, I'm pretty sure that's on Disney Plus.
I know, it's a classic one, and
it's your grave, Ebenezer.
What we always reference. So,
man,
usually if it's like about that, that's the movie version.
When Scrooge McDuck is getting thrown in the lava casket, it's terrifying. Still, as an adult, I don't know if I can take it. But I read it every year, and they're always doing adaptations of it, mostly because it's public domain. And Christmas Carol, there's a version of it coming to FX that looks very good. It looks very slickly produced, like they really spent some money on it.
I feel like a butt's coming or a hold on or an asterisk.
It's very dark, but here's the thing that I don't like. And some people, I think there's an argument for it, but I'm not so sure. As the trailer ends, it basically makes it look like first off, that Scrooge is, one, guilty of sexual assault, and two, the spirits visit him as a result of the sexual assault that he carries out. And while obviously sexual assault is a problem, that is not what the novel is about.
Sure.
However, I do think that you could argue, if you go back and read Dickens' novel, and what captured me about A Christmas Carol, I was never really that big of a fan or anything like that until I had a professor. He had his PhD in Dickens, and so he was a lit professor, and I took his class, and he spent an entire class, he just lectured on A Christmas Carol, and it absolutely just, I was enraptured by the lecture, and it left a mark on me. But he talked about the idea of, we look back on A Christmas Carol and the character of Scrooge as being this one-off, but he was saying that in reality, the Scrooge character was much more the everyman character, a business person in the England of its time. So whereas we are like, oh, no one's like Scrooge. And he's like, no, there were lots of people that were exactly like Scrooge. Yes. And so it was meant to draw attention to, hey, some of the problems that that he saw in England at the time. So you could argue that in taking A Christmas Carol and making it about sexual assault, this is someone using that to draw attention to something they think is a modern equivalent to that.
Gotcha.
You could make that argument, but as someone that really likes A Christmas Carol,
it does change it.
I don't like that very much.
Sure.
I mean, Scrooge is a villain, but does it mean he's every villain? He's guilty of one thing, but does it mean he is now guilty of all things? I don't know. It's enough to make me want to sit down and have a discussion with someone about it.
We need to go find your old professor and
should.
be like, listen, have you seen the trailer for this thing?
Dr. Rierick, can we talk about this?
You find him online. I only heard it from when you were watching it, but it seemed a lot darker.
Oh, so dark. But, again, one would argue the intent of the original is fairly dark.
Yeah.
But
dark with some redemptive qualities.
Oh, well, no, it's absolutely about redemption.
So
it is about somebody that discovers that you should celebrate Christmas every day and not just once a year. And he means by love for fellow man, which one might argue is at the very heart of Christmas, Christ's love for us. But you know what? I'm wandering down a road, but I will certainly, you're welcome to join me in reading A Christmas Carol this Christmas.
And then join the discussion.
Online.
If we can find his old professor.
Yeah.
It looked, but it's on FX.
It's coming to FX on December 19th.
Is it a movie or a series?
It seems like a movie. They say it's going to be on December 19th, and there will be encore showings Christmas week. Huh. Gives me something to think about. Anybody else watch the trailer? No? Okay, forget I talked about it. It's fine.
I haven't heard anybody else talk about it yet.
It was bad enough the first time around, but now it's worse. Don't believe us? Just keep listening. You'll find out soon enough. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
You know what? While we're talking about movie adaptations of literary masterpieces.
Okay, while we're doing that.
The Joker, Nikki.
Yes.
That movie.
Yeah.
It is now worldwide made over $1 billion.
So the biggest rated R movie, right?
Of all time!
Yes.
So.
And that's how they want you to hear that every time they say that.
They're like, now it's the biggest. So Obadiah, will you give us your money yet? No.
Now, if you go back and rewind, if you rewind back before the Joker came out, the Joker was supposed to be sort of more of an artistic approach.
Right.
Not as commercialized or Marvelized or, all that sort of style with it. And they had said a few times that this would be it. Like, the Joker was supposed to be about the Joker. That's it. It's not to be continued. That was the story. It's not going to connect to anything.
It's a one-off.
Almost offended when, a sequel and stuff was brought up before it came out and before it made all that money. So pushing that aside, but still remembering that, they have news.
Well, kind of. So yesterday, the big hotness on the internet was they're making a Joker sequel.
They're definitely, it made too much money. They would definitely, the studio, no matter what, would make a sequel to it.
So then late last night, what I saw is that they had reached out to, I think the director or whatever. And they're like, whoa, nobody's talked about that yet. Which to me, it was just like, yeah,
they
right.
have.
Yeah, right. Let me tell you what. You don't make a movie that makes $1 billion and everybody's like, it's fine.
Actually, they've probably been starting ever since the opening weekend because it did so well. And internationally, it did so well.
Let me give you a little hint, okay? The first time a movie made $1 billion, it was Avatar. It's a terrible movie. But everybody's like, oh, Avatar, the blue people. So they looked at that. They didn't have plans for a sequel for that. And then they're like, we're making a sequel. Then they're like, we're making 2. Actually, we're making 3. All right, we're making 4 Avatar sequels, okay? We're making 4 of them. Well, I'll tell you what, that's where this is going.
I don't know if it's headed towards that many, but they're pretty confident that there should be a second one.
All I'm saying is that they're definitely making another one. Definitely.
I'm just more curious, would everybody who was involved in the first one still be involved in the second one? That's where sometimes people are like, no, I didn't want it to be that way.
I didn't want it to be that way, but
and then they talk money, and then they see.
How many zeros are there in that check? I've always had a vision for a trilogy.
Yeah. I wonder one day if you will see it or if you'll just hold out forever and this will be the movie you don't see.
You know what? I just don't want to see it.
You just don't want to?
I just don't want to.
Now, Mike also said, I said Marvelize the movie. I know it's a DC movie, but Marvelize.
Yeah, she did that on purpose.
As in stylized like a Marvel movie.
Nikki, I felt like you used it properly in context.
Thank you. I just want to make sure everybody knew that. I
know
it.
I really did. Jenny Lee says, don't see Joker. It's terrible.
Oh, really? Doesn't want you to see it.
Now, different people have different opinions. 1 billion little $1 bill opinions out there voting for a sequel. But yesterday it was like they're doing it, and now they're like, well, we don't have any plans, but I guarantee you they made plans.
That just means they haven't finalized the money talk.
That's right.
The Riot, not everyone's a fan.
I wonder whose idea this was.
Radio U.
Listen, if something breaks, you should at least think about fixing it. And I know you're like, yeah, you call somebody or you take it in. No, you should think about trying it yourself because I'm going to tell you there's going to be some stuff you can't fix yourself, all right?
And you'll know it.
But you'll be amazed at what you can find on YouTube and fixing things. The only piece of advice I will give you about getting advice from YouTube is make sure you watch the whole video.
Especially like the lighting, because you want to know like how long it actually took.
Yeah.
Depending on editing.
I was fixing something on my car one time, and this guy's like, yeah, it's really easy, blah, blah, blah. I was like, great, ran out, got the tools. And then when I got to the part in the video, like where it was the last part, all of a sudden he had been shooting this during the day, and it was night. And he began explaining how he was unable to finish the repair. And I was just like...
Watch the whole video first and then have a backup plan in case someone needs to come in and then fix it.
Yeah, but real talk, though. Like my oven broke the other day. I fixed it last night. Had to buy a part. Had to watch a little whatever. But I fixed it myself. Took me 15 minutes. Like no big deal, right? So now, okay, there's caveats, et cetera, et cetera. But
you might as well try it.
Yeah. One of the things in the middle of all this is like, think about your electronic equipment, like your Mac. If your Mac breaks, what are you going to do? You don't know what to do with that thing. You don't know how to fix it. You don't know how to whatever. And Apple knows that. And they design it that way. And you're like, they do not. That's ridiculous.
Some parts of it, yes.
So you may not be familiar with what they call the right to repair movement. And it's basically a lot of people that are fighting for your right to open up a piece of technology and work on it. So like, for example, you break your warranty if you open up your Xbox. You break your warranty if you open up your PlayStation. There's a sticker right there.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
So you can't even try?
Yeah. So my, what was it? My PlayStation, Xbox, I don't know, something broke. And I was like, I should fix it. And that right there, there's a sticker that's like, if you open this up, you void your warranty.
But isn't that because people like want to mod stuff out more and they don't want you tinkering and playing around with it?
Yeah. And so there are a lot of people fighting for they call it right to repair, for your right to repair something, but then also that it would not break your warranty if you attempt to repair it. Now, I said Apple's a liar, and they are. No, they're not. Here's what they say. Apple says that the costs of its repair services is actually less than when it costs to repair something.
Oh, it's not. Has anybody ever tried? Has anybody ever tried? It hurts so bad when something breaks and you have to take it to them. They're nice about it, but man, it's a lot. It's usually like just close enough to where you're debating to buy a new one completely.
They had the gall to tell us that, look, we're not even charging.
You're lucky they have them letting you do that, Obi, that they're willing to fix it in the first place.
It's, Yeah. They're doing that as a service to you. That $300 repair, man, it costs $900. And how nice are they that they're doing that for you for only $300? That's a loss leader, that repair that they're doing for you.
Yeah, but I mean, if you take it to someone else, they're going to charge you too, though. So you need to get it fixed, and that's what you're really.
Wait.
No, that's what you're.
Does anybody hear Nikki sticking up for Apple?
No,
Does anybody
but
else
I'm
hear
telling
it?
you,
I hear it.
You're in a bad attitude because you have something wrong that needs fixed. It's going to cost a lot of money no matter what you do.
Well, there's some truth to that.
Sometimes I don't mind just going because then if there's further problems, it's they have to fix it then.
So, Ben says, for example, $100 to replace an iPhone battery at the store, $15 to DIY. I believe you did that.
Well, Eric did it for me. And I bought a kid.
Close enough.
And that phone was getting, older, so I was willing to risk it.
Yeah. Well, I don't have a name here, but somebody texted us said to check out ifixit.com.
Yeah, that's good.
So
there's a difference between like fixing the battery on your phone to me or like the glass than fixing your MacBook.
Yeah. Well, you know what, Nikki? They do it at such a low cost that they're actually losing money.
Here's
so it's
what you
really
need to
a
do.
great deal for you.
What you need to do is get yourself a Chris. Now, we have a Chris, and Chris is extremely talented.
It's true.
Chris is a good friend. Chris knows what to do. Find a couple of friends who know what they're doing and have a circle of people who can help you out.
She ain't lying.
And then if you need to go to the store, go somewhere else to get it fixed. But try with people you know.
You can't have our Chris.
I know.
You have to find your own.
You have to find your own. He's there. You must find him.
Yeah!
You were one of the lucky few who missed the riot when they were live. Yet here you are.
I also like to live dangerously.
This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Now, I know that we're like a week out from Thanksgiving, but doesn't mean you shouldn't start making New Year's plans.
Wait. Well, we do have Thanksgiving first, and then Christmas, and then New Year's.
Oh, I'm sorry. Does Christmas not like being skipped over?
No, but you're supposed to
It
have
skips
fun.
over everybody else. It doesn't like it when somebody skips over it.
No, but you have fun during this time, and then you start your new stuff in January.
I'm not talking about New Year's resolutions. I'm talking about Possum Drops.
What's Possum Drops?
Oh, Nikki. Does that mean you don't have a date for the Possum Drop yet?
I don't want to know what that is.
Boy, you better start asking around because some of the best fellas going to be taken.
Oh, are they taken already?
They might be. You better put yourself out there, girl.
What's a Possum Drop?
A Possum Drop is how the people in North Carolina, in Brasstown, that's how they celebrate the drop. You know, you get the ball drop in downtown.
Oh, is it real? Like, is it alive or?
Yeah. They catch him a possum,
and then they
put it in a cage, and they hoist it up to the top of the pole.
Why?
And then
they let it drop.
9, 8, 7,
How
and the
is that-
possum's coming down.
How is that
It's coming down.
still going on?
4, 3, 2, Happy New Year!
What happens
And then, of course, Nikki, you're going to want to kiss that boy you brought to the Possum Drop.
What happens to the possum at the end when they've done the countdown?
They let it go.
Do they?
I mean, supposedly.
Into someone's cooking pot or a bag or what?
Can't answer that.
All right.
I don't know.
I don't like that stuff. Okay.
Well, Nikki,
I didn't like when you went to the one thing where they put the raccoon or whatever in the cage and run it across the water while dogs chase it.
The swappers meet.
I didn't like that either. I'm very uncomfortable with that sort of stuff.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I watched one of the things where the dog was going across, and I was like, okay, like there was a big crowd. Like, you guys doing this all day? You just...
Well, I think they drink a lot, and then it gets more entertaining as you drink more. But
this may shock you, but I'll bet you there's a couple of drinks at the Possum Drop.
I bet that's how someone came up with it. They're like, well, we don't have a bowl, Paul. What do we put at the top? And then they saw a possum.
Go on out there and get me a possum.
Let's do that. Actually, it's sad. I see it. Like, I just see that's how that happened.
Yeah, I just want you to know that there's a... well, let's see.
It's a tradition there.
Animal Help Now is trying to prevent it from happening, and they're trying to use a state law to keep that from taking place.
To keep the possum drop from happening.
Yeah, so...
They can use an impossible possum. Like an Impossible Burger. Let that sink in.
I just want you to know, I like that so much better than an actual
It's
possum.
beyond possum.
We have an impossible possum. It's a stuffed possum, and we just...
Problem solved. Totally solved it.
Man, my possum was cooked in possum. My impossible possum was cooked in real possum juices.
I would totally fix everything. It's a great idea. You're welcome, everybody.
I'll tell you right now.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go for a real possum drop, but a fake one, I would.
I can hardly tell it's not a real possum.
I'm so drunk, I don't know what's going on.
They will never know. And then you weren't hurting a real possum.
Next thing you know, you're going to tell me not to shoot my gun in the air.
The Riot. Just because it's bad doesn't mean it's not good. Wait, isn't that exactly what it means? It's The Riot on Radio U.
Tomorrow's the day, everybody. Tomorrow's the day that Nikki and I start the Radio U New Year's Eve channel.
It's a Christmas channel drop.
You guys excited?
That's not it. That was
It's
our other
actually
story.
not.
It's our Christmas channel starts tomorrow.
Tomorrow's the day.
Yay! We worked very hard, a good couple of days on it. Maybe more than that.
No, I think you worked a little bit in the evening that one time, and then we just took 20 minutes after the show.
And that was all the work we could put into it.
But in fairness, Nick had to make the thing. Eric
Hudson
had to make
did
the
a
thing.
bit.
Hudson, so
It's a team effort.
It takes a lot of people to make it all happen.
It takes a village, and we put together the Radio U Christmas channel, which will be launching when you wake up tomorrow. It'll be there on our Radio U app, our Roku channel, and of course, the RadioU.com to listen to our Christmas music.
I'll tell you this: if you stay up late enough tonight,
It'll appear sometime today.
You might find it.
Each way
it officially launches to we'll call it a soft launch.
Yeah, basically each different way you can listen or watch it, will be earlier or later than others.
So just, never take your eyes off RadioU.com.
Keep checking it.
That's actually great advice, across the board, right? Never take your eyes off of RadioU.com, and you'll always have whatever it is that you need. So, you know what? You're like, but what about, no. See, at RadioU.com, that's where riot.radiou.com is. That's where you'll see yesterday's after show.
We did a special video for you, an after show Riot food fight, where we finished up some of the Kit Kat flavors that someone had sent us from Lebanon.
Yes.
And we tried the roasted turkey Pringles. We finally got to those, and we just hung out a little bit longer. You can watch that video through Radio U Riot or Radio U on Facebook or Radio U Riot on our YouTube channel.
All right. It's all there.
Thanks for listening to the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Oh no! I missed it! Do it again!
You can hear us live every day on the Radio U network through the Radio U app or at riot.radiou.com.
You better put yourself out there, girl.